Morning, Mr. Yancer, Ms. Newberg.
Morning, Judge.
Okay, we'll get ready with, in the matter of People versus Beasley, on file number 252449, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Beasley. Judge, we've been presented with a fugitive from justice warrant from the state of Florida. I've explained that process to Mr. Beasley. I've explained to him his right to a hearing, have counsel present at an extradition hearing. I've also explained to him the process if he was to sign a waiver of that, and it's my understanding that he intends to waive the extradition hearing at this time.
Okay, and that's your understanding as well, Mr. Beasley?
Yes.
Do you have the documents there with you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So just to go over with what Mr. Yancer had explained to you, understand then that the state of Michigan was presented with a warrant from the state of Florida, charged with the commission of a crime as listed, therefore having fled to the state of Michigan and having been brought before this court. And then with regard to the rights that Mr. Yancer let you know that you have the right to the service of a warrant of extradition and the writ of habeas corpus to determine the validity of the arrest and a trial to determine the truth of the charge made against you. It's my understanding that you hereby waive issuance of the governor's warrant and service thereof and consent to return to Florida in the custody of an authorized agent of the county of Escambia, state of Florida.
Yes.
And you have signed that now?
I can sign it right now. Right?
Go ahead, sign.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, then. Therefore, it is hereby ordered that the Aquarius be forthwith delivered to an authorized agent or agents of the state of Florida and return to said state, and at that time there shall be delivered to said agent a certified copy of said waiver of extradition and this order, and I've signed that as well. All right, thank you. In the matter of People versus Herrera on 252216, 25816, 25220, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Herrera. Judge, in all three files at this time, we would waive the reading, enter pleas of not guilty, and request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court will enter plea of not guilty, refer to the Office of Assigned Counsel on all files. As to bond plea. Oh, let me go with the felony file. Pre-exam is 6/16 at 2:30. Preliminary exam is 6:20. I believe it's 6:23 at 10 a.m. That will be back in this courtroom. As to bond, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to bond, Mr. Herrera is 19 years old. He's an employed resident of our community. Judge, I'm looking at the government's bond recommendation. He has a juvenile record. This is his first appearance as an adult, is my understanding. Given the nature of the charges, Your Honor, I did discuss with Mr. Herrera his financial ability to pay for a GPS tether. He indicated that he would be able to do that, and we would request release on personal recognizance, Judge, with appropriate conditions.
Where does he work at and how long has he been employed?
Brennan Roofing in Midland, Michigan, and I believe approximately a year. Is that accurate, Mr. Herrera?
What day is?
No, I said 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Here's what my concern is. Given the nature of the charges, given that the defendant is charged with one count of stalking, one count of malicious use of phone call, and then there's a reissue on 252201 of stalking aggravated charge. Therefore, given the nature of the charges, this court is concerned with regard to the safety of the victims, safety of the community. I'll take the bond under advisement, but I am going to either place a large monetary bond or significant restrictions that would also include GPS.
Would a referral to pretrial services be of assistance, Judge?
No, I'm familiar with the case.
Thank you.
And then whoever's appointed for him then can bring a bond motion. I'll probably put it on my felony case, so I can, I assume I'll get the misdemeanors as well, so. All right, thank you. In the matter of People versus Joshua Nelson on 252450, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Nelson. Judge, at this time, we would waive the reading, enter pleas of not guilty, request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
And court winner plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is set for June 16 at 10:15. Plenary exam is set for June 23 at 10 a.m. That will be in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond.
Judge, as to bond, Mr. Nelson's 43 years old. He has two jobs. He works at Fast Eddie's as well as with I believe he's at a residential appraisal service. He has 3 children, Judge, that are typically in his custody, ages 15, 14, and 7. Those are currently being taken care of by Mr. Nelson's uncle. I'm getting the impression that the uncle maybe isn't the best person to have around the kids, and it'd be best if Mr. Nelson could get home for them. He's also scheduled to participate in an alcohol rehabilitation program beginning next Tuesday. I don't believe he would be able to enter that program should he be denied personal recognizance this morning and would be unable to post a money bail.
If Mr. Nelson were drug tested today, how would he test?
Judge, I did not ask him in regards to drug testing. We were only looking at alcohol at the time. Mr. Nelson, how would you test today?
I would definitely test marijuana and alcohol for sure.
Here's my concern, Mr. Nelson, and this is probably why well, let me ask, you said he was getting in, there is a treatment facility or?
I believe Harbor Hall, Judge.
When is he going there?
Tuesday of next week.
I don't have a problem in amending the bond condition to allow him to go. My concern is it's my understanding there's pending matters involving operating while intoxicated third. There is some indication with regard to this case as well as to the allegations. So I'm somewhat concerned with the fact that maybe the issues he has is a little more than you can handle at this time. So let me do this. Is there a confirmation that Harbor Hall is taking him on Tuesday?
Judge, I don't have any independent verification. I can ask Maria to visit him in the jail, get some information, contact Harbor Hall.
Yeah, let's do that. I'd rather do that to verify that that is in fact the case. And then we'll go from there. I'll take it under advisement.
Thank you.
In the matter of People versus Roan on 252464, appearances for the record.
Judge Pfeiffer Newbert, on behalf of Mr. Roan, who is present via the Zoom application, we'd waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request OAC.
Plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. And then as to bond.
Your Honor, as to bond, this is a domestic violence second offense. Mr. Roan told me that his previous domestic violence was in approximately 2010. I did not verify that for accuracy, but that's what he stated. He believed the previous offense occurred approximately 15 years ago at this point. Mr. Roan has lived in the area for his entire life. He receives mental health treatment at Health Source. He receives counseling and speech therapy as well as physical therapy for a disability diagnosis that he has. So he receives counseling and, like I said, physical therapy when he is not residing in the jail. I believe he will show up for his next court date as ordered. So we ask the court consider a personal recognizance bond on this file, Judge.
Where is he going if he's released?
The address that is listed on the complaint, Your Honor, is a shared address with the alleged victim, David Roan, who is his father. He stated that he would have a different place to go, potentially with friends, but he didn't know that address at this point, Judge.
let me do this. I noticed the people didn't file a bond recommendation. I don't know if that was more of a clerical error on the court's part of not including it. I would like to check though. Back in 16, there was a case involving the same victim. And so let me take it under advisement to get more information before I bond. I don't have a problem with a PR bond. It's just a question of ensuring that there's some type of no contact insured. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Stuts on 252445, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Stuts. Judge, we're here today on a 93-day misdemeanor for an assault and battery that allegedly occurred in the jail. Mr. Stuts has approximately 70 days jail credit as of today. Judge, there's a feeling that if the court would be willing to sentence to time served, Mr. Stuts would plead guilty this morning and close the matter out.
He's on active probation.
My understanding is he's set to be sentenced with Judge Fichtner today. I assume probation will be that sentence, Your Honor. I don't know that he's currently under a probation order, though.
Yeah, I get sentenced today, Your Honor, in Ms. Fichtner's room, high court misdemeanor today.
Let me do this. Let me enter a plea of not guilty. And let me take the file to whoever today. I'll give the file to her if you want to do a plea at that time.
The reason why I was trying to get it taken care of today, Your Honor, is because I'm supposed to be getting sentenced to a rehabilitative program today.
Yeah, the bench probably not.
Yeah, it's just an unpaid fine. Yeah, they don't come. It's an unpaid fine. That's it.
Yep, that's what we get the answer for. I'm not taking it today. I'll shift over to Judge Fichtner to see if she will. And then you can worry about things are catching up with you. You got to take care of your business and don't steal. You're all set. People versus Bernal, 252442. Appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Bernal. Judge, similarly from earlier, I have a fugitive from justice warrant out of the state of Ohio. I've explained the process to Mr. Bernal. He's indicated to me that at this time he will execute a waiver of extradition hearing.
And that's your understanding, Mr. Bernal?
Yes, sir.
And you have the documents there with you?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me just go over with regard to the waiver of extradition. It states that the state of Michigan on a warrant from the state of Ohio charged with committing the crime of dangerous drugs, therefore having fled, therefore, to the state of Michigan from Ohio. And that you have the right to an issuance of service of warrant of extradition and a writ of habeas corpus, which is to determine the validity of the arrest, and then a trial to determine the truth of the charge made against you. My understanding then that you hereby waive the issuance of the warrant and service thereof and consent to return to the custody of an authorized agent of Ohio, County of Franklin. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, therefore hereby ordered that Marshawn be forcibly delivered to an authorized agent of the state of Ohio for return to said state. And at the time there shall be delivered to said agent a certified copy of said warrant of extradition of this order. Right, and then I'm sure the jail will let you know whether or not Ohio is going to pick you up. Or be released on a PR bond at some point. All right, you're all set. In the matter of People versus Kenneth Colmes on 252451, appearances for the record.
For Newbert, on behalf of Mr. Colmes, Your Honor, we'd waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request OAC.
All right. Court winner, plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. I have court dates coming up. Pre-exam is 6/23 at 4 p.m. Preliminary exam is June 30 at 3:30 p.m. That will be in front of Judge Clark. As to bond, please.
Your Honor, as to bond, I reviewed the complaint with Mr. Colmes. The complaint reads that this incident occurred on June 5th of this year. Mr. Colmes alleged that he believes that this happened approximately 2 years ago. June 5th was just the day that he was actually arrested for the offense. I reviewed the bond recommendation. I don't believe that it had any dates listed in the bond recommendation, so I wasn't able to confirm or deny that information. As listed in the bond recommendation, Mr. Colmes does not have any criminal history. My understanding is that he has recently received treatment at White Pine and Health Source, having medication adjustments. He gets counseling at Hope Network and gets medication injections once a month from a doctor through the Hope Network, I believe. Judge, based on his lack of criminal history and his treatment that he's receiving outside the jail, we'd ask that the court would consider a 10% option on this file so that Mr. Colmes might be able to post a bond and continue his services that he receives.
All right. Given the nature of the charges, the defendant is charged with 1 count of felonious assault, with also a count of felony firearm, telecommunication, malicious use, and domestic violence, malicious use of domestic relationship. It's my understanding that on this case, there is also a divorce, a civil matter filed between the victim and the defendant. In addition, it's my understanding that a personal protection order was just filed and signed. Maybe it may be ex parte, I'm not sure, but it was signed by Judge Gaffney. Given the nature of the charges, given the allegations made within the bond recommendation, given the concern that this court has for the safety of the victim and the safety of the community, at this time, bond will be set at $50,000 cash surety only, no contact with the victim, no firearms, no illegal controlled substances, no alcohol. Also, there will be a GPS monitor that will be required. Once Mr. Colmes has an attorney, if he's unable to make bond, then the attorney and him can bring a bond motion in front of Judge Clark, but that will be the bond this time.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Gary Davis on file numbers 215399, file number 242980, file number just those 2 file numbers. All right, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Davis. Judge, on file ending in 980FY, we would waive the reading on our plea of not guilty and request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. On file 99FY, Judge, we would just ask that the warrant be recalled and the matter be set for an ability to pay hearing.
So recall the bench warrant on 215399. That's going to be referred back to Judge Clark for ability to pay hearing. And then with regard to 242980, court's entered a plea of not guilty, referred over to Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is June 23 at 4 p.m. Preliminary or probable cause conference is June 23 at 4 p.m. Preliminary exam is June 30 at 4 p.m. That's in front of Judge Clark. As to bond, please.
Thank you, Judge. As to bond, Mr. Davis is a lifelong resident of the community. He is employed currently. He's been there for 4 months. We explained to him no contact, Judge. That wouldn't be an issue. These allegations do relate back to something that occurred in May of 2024, a little over a year ago now. Judge, I think a PR bond with mandatory CST and other conditions would be appropriate in this matter.
Is there a bench warrant out of Flint for Mr. Davis?
Nothing was brought. That was not brought to my attention, Judge.
Okay. Thought I saw something out of Flint, Genesee County. Yeah. Given that the charges alleges on or about 5/27 of 24, although the defendant's prior record does involve assaultive crimes. Does he have any pending matters?
He indicated he does not, Judge.
Double check something. There is an active warrant, I believe, on file number 23984 as well. I believe Ms. Slonsky is Mr. Davis's attorney in that matter. For failing to appear for sentencing. Given the nature of the charges the court has, given also the nature of the concern this court has about the defendant appearing for future court appearances, bond in the matter will be set at 20,000 cash surety, no contact with the victim. And then once that warrant's been taken care of with regard to Judge Jackson's court, and then Mr. Davis can address the bond on this one as well.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Hanley on 252465, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Hanley. Judge, at this time, we would waive the reading under a plea of not guilty, request office of assigned counsel.
Court order plea of not guilty, also assigned counsel. Pre-exam is June 16 at 10:15. That's a probable cause conference. Preliminary exam is set for June 23 at 10:15. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond, please.
Thank you, Judge. Saban, Mr. Hanley is a high school graduate, 19 years old. He's a lifelong resident of the community. He has a very limited criminal history. These charges are not assaultative in nature. I would request that he be released on his own recognizance, Judge.
You're drug tested today. How would he test?
Judge, we have no indication of any substance abuse in this matter, but Mr. Hanley, would you test positive for any controlled substances?
Were you tested positive for any drugs? Did you do anything, any kind of drugs while you're out?
When I was out?
Yes.
Yes.
So the judge.
Let me do this.
Yes.
I have, I believe there's some pending circuit court matters. I think what I'm going to do before anything is ask for a report and recommendation so that if there's a plan in place, it's released. So, all right, we'll get something in writing.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Joshua, 717245.
Thank you, Judge. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Joshua. Judge, at this time, we would waive the reading under plea of not guilty. Request for the office of assigned counsel, as well as release on personal recognizance, given that this is a traffic matter.
No problem with that. I'll do that as long as, just make sure that you come to court on this. I don't know if there's any pending matters or any other matters, what he may have been booked on, but right now, PR bond on that.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. In the matter of People versus Eaton, 252463, appearances for the record, please.
Judge Pfeiffer Newbert on behalf of Miss Eaton, who is present via the Zoom application. We would waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request office of assigned counsel.
All right. Court order plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. Pre-exam is June 16, probable cause conference is June 16 at 2:30. Preliminary exam is 6:23 at 10 a.m. That is back in this courtroom. As to bond.
Your Honor, as to bond, Miss Eaton lives in the area and has lived in the Saginaw County area for over 10 years. She is working at Hemlock Semiconductor as a supervisor. Additionally, I reviewed the bond recommendation. She has almost no criminal history. She has a disturbing the peace charge from 2011 and a false report to the authorities in 2014. I understand the serious nature of the charges on this matter, but I would ask that the court consider a potential 10% option, maybe with a tether, so that Miss Eaton can be released and continue working.
Miss Eaton, you will have no contact with Mr. Pink or Miss Perkins? Did they freeze? Jail, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Miss Eaton, did you hear me at all?
You were kind of breaking up a little bit.
So what I was just asking, no contact with Isaiah Campbell or Taisha Perkins, is that gonna be an issue?
I don't even know Taisha, but yes.
So you'll have
yes.
no contact then with either party, you're not going to that place, right?
No, I won't.
All right. Bond will be converted to 20,000 personal recognizance, no contact with the victims. Firearms, no legal controlled substance, no alcohol. I will put on day reporting, the court believes that this is in accordance with court rules establishing bonds, also given the limited nature of any prior criminal history. And then the court also has this case. All right, we'll see you on the probable cause conference date on June 16th. Make sure you be in contact with your attorney once that attorney is appointed. You're all set. In the matter of People versus Liddell on 252466. Appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge Pfeiffer Newbert. On behalf of Miss Liddell, who is present via the Zoom application, we'd waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request office of assigned counsel.
All right. Court winner plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. I have probable cause conference on June 16 at 10:15. Preliminary exam is June 23 at 10:30. That's going to be in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond, please.
Thank you, Judge. As to bond, Miss Liddell has lived in the Saginaw County area for her entire life. She is working as a home health aide. I reviewed the bond recommendation from the prosecutor's office. My review of that is that she has one conviction for retail fraud in the 3rd degree from last year. She did successfully complete HIDA, so that should not be on her public record. Miss Liddell's completion of the HIDA probation, Your Honor, it shows that she's able to follow the rules while she is on bond. And given her limited history, Judge, I ask the court consider a personal recognizance bond on this file.
Let me do this. I'm a little concerned with regard to some of the allegations with regard to nature of the charges. For report and recommendation.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Nicole Woods on file number 245401, also on file number 25569, and then also on file number 252462. Appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge Pfeiffer Newbert. On behalf of Miss Woods, we would waive the formal reading on the new file 252462 FY, stand mute and request office of assigned counsel. And I believe the other files are all in bench warrant status, Judge.
Right. So let me do this on the new file ending in 2462. Enter a plea of not guilty, referral to office of assigned counsel. Probable cause conference date is June 20 at 11:30 a.m. Preliminary exam is June 27 at 4 p.m. That will be in front of Judge Clark. In addition, on 25569, there is a bench warrant where Judge Clark has alleged that the defendant violated conditions of bond by leaving the TRICAP program without permission. He does request a hold. The court will recall the bench warrant, refer back to Judge Clark. There will be a revocation of the bond. On file number 245401, defendant appealed to appear for a sentencing before this court. I'll recall the bench warrant. I too will revoke bond. Failed to appear for sentencing. And then with regard to file number 252462, given the nature of the charges, bond will be set at 25,000 cash surety. Once an attorney is appointed for Ms. Woods, then any bond modification can be made at that time. All right.
Your Honor, just as a point of clarification on that file, I believe the larceny that was assigned to this court, 245401 SM, I do believe there was a trespass ticket attached to that. Is that also in bench warrant status?
I think it was all part of the one file. There's two counts. Count one is larceny, count two is trespass.
Okay, the information I had just listed it as a B ticket, but I will note that for my notes here. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. In the matter of People versus Deary Roberts on 24568, appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge Pfeiffer Newbert. On behalf of Miss Daring Roberts, who is present via the Zoom application, we would stand mute on this file, request OAC, and we would waive the formal reading as well, Judge.
Court winner plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel, as to bond.
Your Honor, as the bond, Miss Daring Roberts lives in the area. She has lived in the Saginaw County area for most of her life. She is a caretaker. No, excuse me, Judge, that she is not a caretaker. She's receiving mental health treatment at TTI. Her case manager's name is Alexis. She receives Social Security income. And given that this is a 90-day misdemeanor, we would ask the court give her a PR bond on this file.
I don't have a problem giving a PR bond in the sense of case is an older case. I have a feeling that it'll all be resolved in the sense that it's my understanding she has a bench warrant out of Midland. So in order for her to go take care of the Midland matter, 2,500 PR bond. And then, like I said, I'm sure that's going to resolve it.
Thank you, Judge.
Right. In the matter of People versus Long on 25844, I don't know if Midland's going to take her or not. So they'll find out whether or not they're going to transport her. And then if they release her, it'll be probably 45 minutes or so.
Just hang around for a minute.
Yeah, she'll have to give you a call if she's going to be released.
I'll be outside. I can get away because I'm not too good to travel.
Yeah, no, maybe we can get someone from downstairs to help you travel out. All right,
Oh, God.
don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
If you need a wheelchair, we can, or if you need assistance.
I was hoping she could go home.
Sorry about that. In the matter of People versus Long on 25844, appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge Pfeiffer Newbert. On behalf of Ms. Long, who is present via the Zoom application, we would waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request OAC.
All right. Court winner plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel. Probable cause conference is June 16 at 9:40. Preliminary exam is June 23 at 1:30. That's going to be in front of Judge Jurens. As to bond, please.
Your Honor, as to bond, Ms. Long lives in the area. She lived in Saginaw County for her entire life. The alleged victims on this file are her mother. Based on discussions with Ms. Long, I'm not sure whether or not her mother would want to pursue charges. It seems like maybe she wouldn't. Ms. Long is fully employed. She has two jobs, Your Honor. She works at McDonald's and she also works as a home health aide for Faith and Family. She has 4 children that she cares for, and she maintains an address that is separate from her mother. So I believe that a PR bond would be appropriate in this case if the court would consider, if not a 10% option to allow Ms. Long to post bond, continue working and caring for her children while this case is pending, Judge.
Is she on probation or parole?
Your Honor, I do not believe that she is on probation. She may have
Go ahead, tell them.
a file in
I'm
front
on
of Judge
probation.
Price. I wasn't clear if she was on probation or not.
Yes, I'm currently on probation.
Okay, she is in front of, on probation, Judge, in front of
Yes.
Judge Price.
Yes.
Miss Long were drug tested today. How would you test?
Negative. I've been tested every time. This altercation happened due to me signing my mom out the nursing home when she was not ready,
Do this.
and I tried to take her back.
Yeah, if I could have her drug tested today, and then, if she's positive, I guess we'll have to hold her. Unless I know what's in her system, otherwise, fashion some bond. All right, taking on advisement pending the drug test.
Thank you, Judge.
And the matter of People versus Rupert, numerous tickets, starting with 2024886, 2025819, 7330690B, 7330769B, 8926865A, 7331608A, 2621218A, 2621218B, rounding the trifecta, 2621218C. Appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge Pfeiffer Newbert, on behalf of Ms. Rupert for all the files listed. On the new files, 2621218 A, B, and C, we would waive the formal reading, stand mute, and request Office of Assigned Counsel. And I believe all the other cases are in bench warrant status, Your Honor.
Yep. Let me enter plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. Do that on the B ticket as well. Plea of not responsible set for pretrial on the C tickets. I'll set bonds in a minute. Now, let's go through all these tickets. Figure out where she's at. All right.
I believe the outstanding balance is at $430.
How long has Miss Rupert been in jail?
She's been in jail since Saturday, 3 days, Your Honor.
All right. Well, given the likelihood that she's gonna take care of anything, given that her track record is that she doesn't. Credit time served. Credit time served. Credit time served. Credit time served. Now, that's all on the civil infractions that she didn't take care of business. Now, the other two tickets that I had, I recalled the warrant. Well, she had time to pay, so let's do this. Well, this would have been an alternate. She would have credit time served. Why are we even seeing these? The jail should have just gave her credit time served. However, with ticket number 7331608, this is her second failure to appear for a show cause hearing in front of Judge Hoffman back in January. I'm sorry, Miss Rupert, but you have a track record of not appearing to court on all these matters. I'm sure they would have been resolved had you first appeared. Therefore, I am going to set a bond of $2,500 cash surety 10% on Judge Hoffman's. With regard to your new cases, I'll set a $500 cash surety 10% bond. And on the open intox driver, 500 cash surety, 10% bond. All right. I will let Judge Clark or Judge Hoffman know that you appeared on the bench warrant. But when you don't show up to court like you have, or failed to, then I don't know how else to get you here. All right, you're all set, Ms. Rupert.
Thank you, Judge.
In the matter of People versus Deary on 215557, 7330040, 814231B, 892-6472A, 892-6810, 892-6810C, 892-8185A. And then I'm gonna call the other one. All right, appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. DeBerry. Judge, it's my understanding that we do have some new matters. We would waive the reading under plea of not guilty, request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. On the bench warrants, Judge, we would ask that they be recalled and set for an ability to pay hearing.
I think we did do that and didn't show up. Was there a reason why you didn't want to show up to the ability to pay hearing?
Judge, on Mr. DeBerry, I believe he had indicated to me that he had not been getting notices of some of these events, that he had gone through a period of kind of couch surfing between addresses, presently unemployed, unfortunately.
How long has he been in jail?
Mr. DeBerry?
Excuse me, sir. I've been in jail since Saturday. I recently just moved into my new apartment. My old address, I haven't got anything mailed there yet. I've been searching for employment. It's been 2 months now. I've been denied for unemployment. So I've been trying to search and get everything together. I'm currently taking care of my 2 daughters. So it's been kind of hard getting by.
Well, but if we don't know these things, if all these would have been resolved. So let me do this. With regard to the file that I have, which is a 21 file, and you didn't appear on 2 prior occasions. You set up a show cause hearing because you owed $915 in fines. That was on the driving while impaired case. Let me recall the bench warrant. And then on your other traffic matter, which apparently I have that one as well. Great. Let me recall the bench warrant. Let me do this. I'm going to take it under advisement, and then you'll get the paperwork. You're going to be, whatever bond I fashion, you'll be on day reporting as well. So someone from pretrial services will be there to talk to you. With regard to the 2 cases that Judge Fickner has, I'm sure she'll think that your 3 days will be credit time served on those traffic matters. So those will be resolved as well. All right, you'll get the paperwork. Let me just figure some stuff out. But you got to be in contact with the court. So, all right, you're all set for right now. In the matter of People versus Harmon, on file number 252467, 717-012-201017, that's the failure to pay the booking fee. I assume there's no issue with suspending that?
No, Judge.
All right, and then also on 241926, and then file number 246883. Appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Harmon. Judge, at this time, we would waive the reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
All right. Or winner plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel on ticket number 717012. PR bond. With regard to transportation of alcohol in certain places, ordinance violation with the city. Court winner plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel, PR bond. With regard to operating without security, didn't appear for arraignment, so we recall that bench warrant. Now he's being arraigned, court order plea of not guilty, also assigned counsel, PR bond. Mr. Harmon, all these cases will be resolved when, at least on the three that I just addressed, will all be resolved on your next court date. Those are all PR bonds. Now, with regard to the felony file, court winner plea of not guilty, office of assigned counsel, probable cause conference is set for June 20 at 11:30 a.m. Preliminary exam is set for June 27th at 3:30 p.m. That's with Judge Clark. With regard to bond, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Gordon Harmon's 29 years old, Judge. He's got almost no prior criminal history other than the matters we've already been discussing. He is self-employed in a marketing position that he owns and operates on his own. He is 29 years old, Judge. I don't see any history other than the current issue of non-appearance. I would ask for a PR bond on the felony file.
All right.
There was no assaultative or aggravating nature of the offense, Judge, so.
Well, here's the issue the court has. The allegation is that the double check to make sure I got the right file. So here's the issue the court has with regard to the firearm that's alleged. My concern is that it was reported stolen out of Ingham County. In addition, it's my understanding Mr. Harmon was taken to the hospital for consumption of items from the firearm, or an item from the firearm. Now, I understand this is a 24 case. I think what I'll do, I don't show other than the ordinance violation for consuming alcohol in public places alleged. It's the only thing since this. I imagine the item that was alleged to have been swallowed probably didn't come out very well. So let's do this. Convert the bond to recognizance bond. I am going to require day reporting just because of the nature of the charges. And you saying that the defendant is employed. And no firearms. No illegal controlled substances. Better have no alcohol too. It might be safer for you. Might be easier on your stomach. All right, you're all set, Mr. Harmon. Just come to court so those matters can be addressed and just no playing with guns. In the matter of People versus Kazaniac on 246451, appearances for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of Mr. Kazaniac. Judge, I have warrants here that we would request that they be recalled. Mr. Kazaniac's been going through a period of homelessness. It's also my understanding, Judge, that there is a hold from his parole agent at this time.
Yeah, I'm going to recall the bench warrant, refer back to Judge Fichtner. And I understand that there is an absconder warrant from DOC. I'll put a PR bond on this. I'm sure it's all going to be resolved on the next court date. All right, thank you.
Oh, sir.
No, I took those under advisement.
In the matter of People versus Milstein on 253214, appearances for the record.
Thank you, Judge. Pfeiffer Newbert on behalf of Mr. Milstein, who is present via the Zoom application. We would waive the formal reading in this matter, stand mute, and request OAC.
Court winner plea of not guilty. Office of assigned counsel. Probable cause conference is set for June 16 at 10:30. Preliminary exam is June 23 at 10:45. That's in front of Judge Hoffman. As to bond, please.
Thank you, Judge. As to bond, Mr. Milstein lives in St. Charles with his parents. He's a high school graduate and he receives mental health treatment at TTI. His counselor's name is Ashley. I reviewed the bond recommendation. Per that, Mr. Milstein does not have any criminal history. I reviewed the alleged circumstances. It did also include some of Mr. Milstein's mental health concerns in the bond recommendation, which, like I said, he is receiving treatment at TTI. It seems that the allegation here is that Mr. Milstein entered a barn that he was not supposed to be in and was seen by two family members doing this. It doesn't seem that he was, these charges included anything assaultive in nature. And given that he has no criminal history and lives with his parents where he is monitored and receives mental health treatment, Judge, we'd ask that the court would consider a PR bond or a 10% option that Mr. Milstein or his family might be able to post on his behalf.
Yeah, let me do this. I think the people were more concerned about being electronic monitoring. Who is his case manager?
Her name is Ashley, Your Honor. He wasn't sure of her last name, though.
Is that with TTI?
Yes.
Let me do this. Mr. Milstein, I'll need you to execute or to sign a release so I can talk to your case manager. All right? There should be some paperwork over there. And
No problem, Your Honor.
what's that?
I said, no problem, Your Honor.
No, I know. I just want to make sure there's a plan in place. All right. You said you're living with your parents?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry?
Are you living with your parents?
Yes, sir.
And how long have you been in jail?
About, I want to say almost about 3 days.
Days. So prior to being transported to jail, you were at your parents' house?
Yes.
All right. All right. Let me take under advisement. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. We'll get something over to you, Mr. Milstein, probably early afternoon, okay?
Okay.
All right. In the matter of people versus Petrus on 8929027 and then 2449994 appearances for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. Zachary Answer on behalf of David Petrus. Judge, we would enter pleas of not responsible, request referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel, if applicable.
I did the wrong tickets. So there's 8929027 A, B, and C. Sorry about that. So put plea of not responsible, set for pretrial. Plea of not responsible, set for pretrial. Plea of not responsible, set for pretrial. Well, actually, why don't we just this? We'll set for formal hearing. So rather than pre-trial, they're going to be set for formal hearings. Now, on the, let me get this last one. Now on 244994, it says failed to appear for a pretrial and show cause hearing on 5/19. Was there a reason why he didn't show up?
Judge, we would represent that he did not receive notice of that. He has an address, a PO box that he would like the court to utilize. If the court will accept the PO box, we would then ask that the warrant be recalled and the matter be reset.
Just with the number, is the PO box number 3547?
Yes.
All right, that's where it went.
Zip code 48605.
You may want to double check that.
I did, Judge, because I didn't recognize it either. I did do a Google search it does come back to the post office on Washington. But I also was skeptical because I hadn't seen that before.
Let's see. Does he have a bench warrant out of Battle Creek?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe there was a notation of that, but we didn't know what the pickup was.
All right. I see. You know, I recall this bench warrant back in, not this bench warrant, but a bench warrant back in April. All right, let's do this. 2,000 cash surety, 10% bond. All right, that's because of failure to appears. And keep the court aware, there's been prior bench warrants, so that's why. All right, all set. Thank you, Jail. Thank you, Ms. Newbert. Thank you, Steve.